Hello everyone and welcome to a very special episode of Boss Babe DIY. My name is Kat and this is my new house. Okay, I'll give you guys a little bit of background on how we ended up with this beautiful house. We have a couple of friends, Matt and Kelsey, who we met several years ago when my husband was working at a cafe that he was running with his best friend. We became super close to the point that we spend every Christmas Eve together with them and their beautiful family. And Matt is this incredible real estate agent who, back in 2017, convinced us to move to East Nashville proper. And then this Christmas, we mentioned that our very favorite house in Nashville was for sale. Now, it was way out of our price range, but it was this beautiful Riverstone style cottage. And Matt goes, oh, there just happens to be a beautiful Riverstone style cottage just down the street from us. Now, Matt has a tendency of getting people that he loves to move into houses in his neighborhood, and he and Kelsey have become the rock in this community, and it's just beautiful and wonderful. So we decided, let's go check out this house. And after a couple of months of finagling finances, we were able to sell our old house before we even listed it. And we were able to buy this house. And now we're going to do some major renovations on the inside to make it our dream home, which is absolutely crazy to say. So let me take you on a tour of the whole house and show you exactly what we're going to be doing to all of it. So this house was built in 1930. We are dubbing it Maplewood Manor as we are on Maplewood Place, and it has this gorgeous maple out front that we understand blooms beautifully in the spring. This wrought iron fence is just incredible, and I believe this is the original mailbox, which we will absolutely be keeping. Let's take a look inside. I'm pretty sure this old hardware is original to the house. We will be salvaging this in the renovation. Let's see about the doorbell. Well, that's pretty pathetic, but we'll see about fixing that up. Welcome to our 1930s cottage. So this stone fireplace is absolutely gorgeous. Our designer Sarah mentioned that this is probably a renovation from a while back. In the 1930s, you originally would have done fireplaces mostly in tile, but we're still deciding if we want to go back to that tile look or if we want to keep this river stone look like the outside of the house. Honestly, we like both equally, so here we are. Now these are probably our favorite pieces in the whole house. These are original to the house, and we will be basing our entire design off of these. They're just, I mean, perfect Art Deco. They're in incredible shape, clearly still work. So these will be staying here, and we will be using these as our design focal point. Now the living room is going to pretty much still be this footprint. Unfortunately, I'll go ahead and tell you now, we have to get a lot of foundation work done to the house. And when we do, that means that these beautiful hardwood floors are likely going to have to come up. And we have already made our peace with it. We're going to put in some beautiful engineered hardwoods that are going to look as close to this as we can possibly get. Either way, I'm going to try to salvage some of this wood and use this elsewhere in the house so that we can keep as much of the original heart of this house as we possibly can. Now, as far as TV goes, we're going to end up putting a projector screen in here. This is the plan that will come down so that we can enjoy our fireplace if we want to just sit and chat with friends. But if we say want to watch some Titans football, we can drop the projector screen and have a good old time. Now, my husband is a bartender and he loves hosting people. That was the big thing we wanted to do with this house, is host people. So this entire wall is going to become a built-in wet bar. We're gonna be going emerald green with the cabinets, doing some old smoky looking mirrored glass, and displaying some beautiful glassware. We'll be putting in a keg tap as well as a seltzer tap, because we are those people that love seltzer water, as well as a sink and an ice machine. We love this arch, but it's just so closed off from the back of the house. So we will be opening up this wall and continuing that arch all the way across. Don't worry, this light fixture will be used in a different part of the house. This is currently clearly a dining room space. We don't do a lot of sit-down dining, so we decided to forego this dining room space and replace it with a very large kitchen island. Inevitably, when we throw parties or have friends over, we always end up sitting around a kitchen island, and so we decided to just make that our dining space. If you do not know this about myself and my husband, we are both over 6 feet tall, and this just won't do. There are a couple of these in the house, and these will be going as soon as possible. Now, one of our favorite things about this house is all of the beautiful natural light. Every single time we've come into this house, I don't think we've had to actually turn on a light because there is so much natural light all throughout the day. So right now, this room is just kind of an open sitting room, but what we are planning on doing is knocking out this wall, this entire wall, and opening this up to be an extension of the kitchen, which I will show you next. So this will end up all being countertop. The sink will go there. We'll have a beautiful coffee area over here, because as well as being a bartender, my husband has a background in coffee. So he loves all things beverages. We're gonna make some good space for him. Don't worry, I get my own space too. And our island will come out this way. Again, we're gonna go for a lot of those 1930s Gatsby style jewel tones, and it's just gonna be chef's kiss. These beautiful French doors aren't original to the house, but we love them a lot, and so we may be trying to repurpose these upstairs in our bathroom. We'll see. This whole wall is going to become built-in bookshelves as well as wine storage. We like entertaining, if you haven't already grasped that. So we will have some wine storage in the middle and a bunch of our books and a bunch of our tchotchkes and knickknacks to display here. So this is the current kitchen. It is cute. It is small. So this will be, like I said, this wall will be going away. Our sellers were kind enough to buy some new appliances, so we will be keeping a couple of those. But we will be shifting these around. Again, this light fixture will go. We are going to have a gas stove here, as well as a very tall hood to just make this whole thing nice and open. So it's one big living space, basically. And then over on this wall, we're going to be putting the fridge as well as a pantry space. So this oven will go, and we'll replace it with the gas one over behind me. This sink will also go. This will just become counter space. Now in here, it is currently kind of a mudroom type area. Our driveway is out back, so this will probably be the door we're mostly entering through. But we wanted to get the laundry. It's currently in the basement, and frankly, I just don't like doing laundry in a basement, so we're going to put washer dryer hookups here. I have told my designer, I have asked my designer if she would mind leaving this room for me mostly, so I will be doing some fun built-ins and laundry storage here, as well as some coat hangers, and I'm going to try to thrift a vintage entrance table as well. You may have noticed this, but throughout the house we've got these beautiful glass knobs. We will be keeping these as much as possible. The doors, front and back door, I think we're going to have to replace, because let's see if you can get in close here. You can just see there's probably 4 to 6 layers of paint on this. It's hard to tell over video, but it's so thick, and I could strip it down, but honestly, I just don't know if I'm gonna have the time and energy. So there's a wonderful store called Preservation Station that I have heard about now, and they reclaim doors and old fixtures and furniture pieces from houses in Nashville. So you can buy a piece that is still native to Nashville and still has that same feel. And so you still keep kind of the authenticity of the area in the house. So this hallway is all going to end up being staircase. There is a staircase behind this wall on the right, and they're going to expand it because right now it is very small and, as I understand it, not to code. So they will be pushing this out and then filling in this space with those built-ins I talked about. These tiles are a crime against humanity. Yes, I'm being dramatic. However, whoever put these down over this beautiful hardwood, I don't know why you would do that. I think they did some poor foundational work and then laid these tiles. They're all going. They're all getting out of here. So this is the guest bathroom. The tub itself has actually been redone and it's very beautiful. Our sellers left this beautiful stained glass piece, which I love. And the tile down here is so gorgeous. We're gonna try to keep this tile. It's just so fun. Now this is, it's interesting. It's, we lovingly call this the urinal sink. And you can probably guess why. Now the fun part is, not only did they install the tiniest sink I've ever seen in my life, they also installed a faucet that, if you turn it on more than just that, shoots straight over the edge of this sink. So needless to say, this will be leaving this house. So what we are planning on doing, there is a tiny linen closet back behind this door that we will be getting rid of. We will have other storage. We'll be flipping around this vanity, full vanity to this side, flipping this door, and that will be the guest bathroom. Hello. You may notice that I have magically changed outfit. Full disclosure, I didn't get to finish my walkthrough the other day because our friends came over and we celebrated, and that happens, and that's wonderful. But I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to address a question that some of you may be thinking: will I be doing all of the renovations myself? The answer is no. I have mentioned that we have a designer, which is super exciting, and we have a contractor doing a lot of the major things. Now, I am all for DIY and renovations where you can. This is the third time we have bought a house. And so over time, we've been able to build equity, and on the sale of our last house, we were able to get a construction loan to be able to do this work. There's some stuff that I just don't feel comfortable doing, like taking down walls in a 1930s house and plumbing, electric, things like that. So we will have a lot of the work done for us. However, I have asked them to leave certain spaces alone so that I can do some custom builds in them. I will also be here throughout the process, so I may be doing a little learning as well. But fear not, there will be plenty of DIYs going on in this house. I just didn't want to keep anyone in the mindset that I will be doing all of these renovations myself. So let's keep going. All right, on to my office. This will be my office/craft space. I love how much light is in here as well. On this wall, I am going to be building full built-ins and a desk. This is one of the rooms I have asked them to leave as is, and I will be building it out to my specifications. One of my favorite things in this house are these lights. Sorry, I've got a little piece of tape on it so they don't throw them away. There are 3 of these little fixtures in the house, and they are original to the house. We absolutely love them. They're not great as ceiling lights, so these will be coming down and we will be repurposing them as sconces in our bathrooms. So we may end up painting those. I may end up stripping it down to see what's under there. Either way, these will not be leaving this house. More of these beautiful glass doorknobs. Oh, look at that. All right, unfortunately, this is one of the things in the house that will be going, this adorable telephone nook. I might see if our designer would put one in a closet that we will be building out here at the end of the hallway, but we'll see. That's one of the only things that we will not be keeping, so bummer. This is the guest room. Very similar to my office. One less window since it's in the middle of the house. It's got that same little light fixture on the ceiling. I am going to try to source some vintage furniture here as well. That's going to be one of my pet projects. I'm going to try to find furniture that is Art Deco style, all thrifted, all vintage if I can, as much as possible. I've already found some vintage lighting fixtures, which will be super cool. And I'll show you that process once we get to it. All right, upwards. These are the narrow stairs I mentioned before. It's a little difficult to tell, but I mean, they are very narrow. So this whole upstairs is going to be a master suite. Forgive the mess. My husband has already knocked through a wall. Don't worry, that's for good reason. So this is going to be the biggest transformation in the whole house, I think. So this stairwell is going to turn for the last couple of stairs, making this one big room. They will be putting up a wall here, and this is going to be a master bathroom. We have been reworking, and I think we finally landed on plans for this. Because again, my husband and I are over 6 feet tall and we've never had a bathroom that was big enough for us. They've always been one vanity bathrooms with a tiny shower and a tub that fits our legs maybe. So we are going to go all out on this bathroom. We're going to do that same jewel tone deep teal, maybe emerald green, lots of gold fixtures, very Art Deco style. So on either side of the window, we'll each have our own vanity with separate mirror. Around this corner here, right now it's just HVAC storage. You can see back here. That will end up being where the toilet is. We'll get rid of the door. This will be walled off. That's more just attic access. And then right here, along this wall that we're building will be a nice big open glass shower. And then back in this little area that we knocked a hole in, you can't see it right now, but I'll show you from the outside. There are 2 dormers on the front of the house, and the other dormer has a space that I'll show you in a second. But this was all walled up, and we said, well, why on earth is this not a usable space? So we opened up the wall, and it looks like we will be able to use this space. And I am requesting that we get a tub that is large enough for me to sit in, and we're gonna make it a bougie as hell tub room, because why not? Why not? Let's do it. Let's go, shoot for the stars, have our dream home, and have a tub room. Let's do it. Why not? So that's the bathroom. This will just be kind of landing area. I may end up putting a vanity here or some towel storage. Again, source some vintage furniture. And this will be the master bedroom. This is the bathroom they have up here right now. So I think you can see why we have opted to build a whole new one. Hello. This is where the mirror hits on me, and I am 6'1". My husband is 6'6". I don't know if he could even stand up in this shower, let alone be hit with the shower head. So this will all be going, and we'll be getting a shower that he actually fits in, something he's never had in his whole life. So this whole bathroom will go away, and then the bed will sit with the headboard against this wall. I am thinking right now that I'm going to make us a custom headboard. I may pull in some of that flooring from downstairs that I mentioned before, but this should be really nice and cozy. We're gonna have a sitting area over here, room for dressers along this wall. And then here is that other dormer I mentioned before. This is all closet space. Again, I've asked them to leave this as is, so I will be building out custom shelving and hanging area for all of our clothes. They will be raising this so that my husband doesn't hit his head every time he tries to walk in. And this, unfortunately, this relic, gotta go. Before I show you what's going to be my space in the house, let me just say that we weren't planning on moving. My husband and I lived in a perfectly wonderful house that we really loved, but as I've been expanding a lot of my DIY stuff and my projects and furniture flipping, we were just running out of space, and I didn't have a good space to work at the old house. I had to drag everything out into the yard, and we lived on a hill, and it was just not ideal. So the big selling point on this house for us, besides everything else, is the fact that it has a full basement that I can actually stand up in. So that is going to be where I will have my new workshop. I will make it mine. I'm going to have a staging area. I'm going to have a painting area. It's going to be wonderful. Let me show you my new workshop. Ta-da! Oh, look, there's so much space. I know it doesn't look like much now, but I cannot tell you how excited I am to have this space. My old house was just too short in the basement for me to stand up. I would hit my head on the I-beams all the time. It was not great, but this whole space is gonna be mine. I'm planning on painting the whole thing white to get even more light down here. Although look at this. This is all natural light coming in. I've never been in a basement that's this bright. I'm gonna be real honest. Basements kind of freak me out, but this one doesn't. This one feels good. As you can see, this was someone's workshop before, and they kindly left their workbench behind, as well as a couple of cabinets I'm assuming they built. So I am probably going to be repurposing them because, you know, if it ain't broke. And one of my favorite parts is the fact that there's already a utility sink down here that works. So I will finally have a place to clean all of my brushes that doesn't dirty up our own kitchen sink. So I still have to make all of my full plans for down here, but I am so excited. The last thing I'll say is that a lot of these poles are going to be leaving. One of the big reasons we got the house at such a good price is because it does need a good bit of foundation work, but we knew that going in. So we were able to talk them down in order to get this foundation work done. So this is my new space, guys. You're gonna see this area quite a lot. Welcome to our new yard. How cute is this? Got this cute little porch off the back. It's filled with carpenter bees currently. This sweet little backyard. It is smaller than our last yard, but honestly, our backyard was a little too big where it was kind of unmanageable, and it was on a hill, and this one is flat. Oh my gosh, it's flat. I'm so excited. There's this big shed out back that my husband will be able to keep his yard tools in, and I'll probably store extra furniture in, let's be honest. Phase 2, eventually what we would like to do, certainly not happening right now, but we would like to expand this and do a porch all along the back of the house, screen in part of it, do some stairs down and do a big fire pit, just make it a full entertaining area. So that's the plan, but you know, that's a little bit further down the line. Yeah, but that's our home, guys. Our brand new cottage home. Thanks so much for joining me on my new cottage home walkthrough today, guys. There's gonna be tons of renovations and DIYs going on in here, so you don't wanna miss anything. Make sure you're subscribed, and until then, I'll see you next time. All right. Is there a ghost in?
If you find your shoe, don't take it out.
All right.
That might have been too far, huh?
A little bit, yeah.